Hello friends, Coasty Chris here. Thanks for stopping by the channel. Hope you're having a great day. So if you're new to the channel, what we do here on Coasty is we review apparel, gear, and mindset to help us enjoy nature and ultimately live a more fulfilling life. And one of the best tools that I've come across to help me enjoy nature more in my outdoor activities is my Garmin Instinct. So I wanted to continue our series on a deep dive into some of the activity apps within the Garmin Instinct and take a look and see if it's something that you want to consider buying. So I live in Wisconsin, and it's actually a beautiful day out in Wisconsin today. It's early April, but not too long ago we had a bunch of snow on the ground and ice, and it was unsuitable to run outside. So I often have to use a treadmill, and I wanted to go through the Garmin treadmill app, some of the things I like and some of the things I don't like about it, and just do a deep dive. So let's take a look at what it looks like when you're on the treadmill, and then we'll take a look at what it looks like on your phone after. All right, let's do it.
All right, so the treadmill app on the Garmin Instinct is usually pretty darn good. You know, it's not always as nice of a day as that outside, especially in Wisconsin. So often have to use the treadmill instead of a regular run. And the GPS, it seems to be just a little behind the actual inbuilt treadmill system. So you'll have to run just a little longer for your Garmin to catch up with the treadmill, but I'm surprised at how accurate it is. It's only usually like 0.1 mile, like a tenth of a mile off, if that. Usually it's less than that. So it's pretty good. And here we'll go ahead and start it, clicking that top right, and then we'll click that top right again. And now you have your pace, your timer, and your distance. Again, that pace is usually, pretty good, but not as accurate as the treadmill system itself. This is just a good way to help capture that treadmill run. But again, it's just slightly off, usually just slightly slower, your pace and your distance, therefore. But yeah, this is what it looks like while you're running. And again, you can always hit the bottom right to just go right back to your regular watch face. So this will keep going in the background. So let's take a look at what it looks like on your phone app. Okay, so here we're looking at the Garmin Connect app on your phone for the treadmill activity. And this activity is pretty bare bones. There's not a whole lot that goes into it because, you're pretty much just running in place. But starting from the top here, you have your name, the date of the activity, what it was, and then you have your row of icons there, your 4 icons that'll let you interact with that activity. So here I have it liked. I can unlike it, like it again with that heart. I can comment on it, say like, hey, I was running next to Susie or Bobby. And then you can take a picture if there's something is really memorable you want to remember that by, and it helps you enjoy that activity even more when you go back and you remember it. And then you can also interact by sending this activity, all the data and information about it, to somebody else. You can save it on your phone using that 4th icon there, the square with the arrow on it. And that I know a few people who really like sharing their activities back and forth, especially as we're all living remotely. Then coming down, you have your main dashboard where you have your time, distance, and calories, and then your pace as well. Now, this is normally where my favorite part of this app is the GPS, where I can see where I've gone. Well, there's no need to have that on the treadmill one because you're just staying in place. Coming over to the right, you have a chart view of just some more really interesting data that I think is neat to have. You're going to get more than you will just by looking at your watch when you're running. So that's really good, I think, to come back and just take a look at. Now, I just ran and then stopped, but I know a lot of people like to say, have a warm-up mile or something and then really go hard their second mile and then maybe a cool-down one. Those laps, if you pause and then start up again, it will record as a lap in your activity. And then here you have a graphical view of some really interesting information. And yeah, I think it's just really cool to go back and take a look at. So now, one thing I did want to mention is that, running on a treadmill, I think treadmills are already inherently a little inaccurate. At distance and speed that you would be moving over ground is different than on a treadmill. And this app is just a little more, adds a little more variance as well. So I went a mile on the treadmill. So I probably would have gone, a little farther than the mile in real life. And then this said that I only went 0.93 of a mile. So that's why I wanted to capture this one and take a look at it, because I went a mile, not too hard of a pace or anything. It was after a workout, and then, but I stopped it on the treadmill at a mile. This says I didn't even hit a mile. So that's just something to keep in mind. It's, I'd say at most, the app is going to be 1/10 of a mile off. I haven't seen it be more than 1/10 of a mile. But, I haven't really run that far with it. I'd say the most I've run is probably 2 miles. And so if you go farther, if there's a variation, that could end up being a significant variation. So that's something to keep in mind. I know a lot of folks have questioned about the accuracy of the Garmin. And so that is one area that I have had accuracy issues, is on the treadmill. But it's not too bad, and I do commend it, because I'm not really going anywhere, and it can't use a GPS to verify my distance like it does on other activities. So it does its best, but it's not perfect. So I hope you found that interesting. Please like and subscribe. Join our community. We review outdoor gear, apparel, and mindset at Coasty so that we can all enjoy a better life. I hope you have a great day. Thanks again for stopping by the channel. Coasty Chris out.